for AraBrams here, but Foggy, Andrei Sergeyevonov, Korean, whatever. Ukraine is his nationality. 23 years old, pretty young, but so dedicated, man. He tried to qualify in 2014, but failed. He lost to his opponent. He tried to qualify 2015. He won, or he made it through the first stage of the qualifier, but his visa was denied for the Gamescom finals, and then in the open qualifier he failed versus Orc Worker. But since then we all expected, okay, is this the end of Foggy? Will he be crushed by this happening? But no, he stepped up his game, prepared more than ever. He's practicing a lot on the Chinese server and playing a lot of Chinese competition. For example, the QSL, where he ended up 7th to 8th, and the GCS Spring, one of the best tournaments we have in Warcraft, comparable to WCA. But yeah, he made it out of the group stage with a group with 1-2-0, Lucifer, and the guy who made such a big impact today and yesterday, Lin. He beat Lin to make it into the playoffs at GCS. 13-time Jera Cup champion. This is the second most achievements, right next after War Chief Rich. But also, he won 3 Ifang Cups. These are the Chinese weekly tournaments we have. His recent performances, pretty damn strong. Semi-final twice in 70 and 72, and the win in Jera Cup 71 as well. But enough from Foggy. We want to see him play. Here we go. Map number 1.
Alright, Echo Isles is our first one. By the way, the vetoes were fairly predictable. Foggy vetoing out Nomad Isles, AraBrams getting rid of Tyrannus, then Foggy removing Turtle Rock, and lastly Twisted Meadows being removed. So that leaves us with Echo Isles, our first map here, chosen by AraBrams. Foggy chooses Amazonia next, and the remaining one will be Last Refuge, the map I think we've seen most so far, and has been vetoed the least. Very conservative creep camp here. Early on from Foggy, he's going for the Demon Hunter, so super standard, super safe. Does not want to give the opponent a chance here by underestimating him, by taking the greedy mercenary camp. Plays it slow, plays it safe. And yeah, it's gonna be level 1 for a little while. Question is, how much pressure does AraBrams want to put out? It's always the same. The undead either has to decide to go aggressive, try to prevent the Demon Hunter from leveling, or level up himself as much as he can, but that of course gives room to the Demon Hunter, who in the mid game with Boots of Speed and level 3 is so dangerous oftentimes.
That is true. I'm curious that Foggy is playing this so standard. Usually he's known to being very creative with his tactics, creep routes and everything, but maybe he thinks, okay, for AraBrams this will be enough. Both players know each other, of course, through ladder and through Jera Cup, Kaluxa Cup, Golden Cup, all these cups we haven't had. Nice little Brock by Foggy, little show off right from the start, but AraBrams is here with the Death Knight, saving this school with a coil, so no further experience for the Demon Hunter.
Yeah, forced into the coil there. I think he was saving the skill point for the longest time, and then didn't want to lose the ghoul. It's worth it, I guess. Of course, means he's not going to have the aura, not going to have the additional movement speed. Now he is out of mana. And if he wants to become aggressive, it's going to be quite a bit harder. Look at the Wisp threat, by the way.
Look at the base of AraBrams. Second crypt this is.
Oh!
He is prepared. He wants to do something special. We saw this yesterday from Hate Love Anger, and that worked perfectly versus the mask.
This is really bad now that he has the coil. that is really bad. With the mass ghouls, with the ghoul rush strategy with double crypt, the aura is so strong. And now the ghoul seems like it's gonna be giving away this information. As we can see, there is the second
maybe
crypt.
the Demon Hunter can even cancel it with the right damage rolls. He has a Gloves of Haste, but of course a lot of ghouls are already here. This was supposed to be a surprise, but we see a 6th Acolyte as well. What is this for?
7th Acolyte, in fact. It's really weird. Demon are almost getting surrounded there, not quite though. Is he gonna try to tower him?
I thought the same, but there's no graveyard, so there's no
forces are under attack.
no sacrificial skull.
Yeah.
So tower push not really an option.
Tier 2 is progressing for Foggy. He is also getting an Ancient of War in his main. for safety purposes.
Is he trying to go for an expansion and defend it with double ghoul crypt?
I think that's it. I think
Foggy's
that's the plan.
response, by the way, double engine of war hunters, lots of archers as well, so mass tier 1 so far, but he's tacking at the back of it.
And it's gonna be the expansion.
Wow, interesting strategy by AraBrams.
Okay, he lost 2 ghouls now, I think, giving the Demon Hunter level 2. Here comes the Haunted Gold Mine. What's the response from Foggy? He could theoretically counter-expand. He could try to put on some pressure, either with the Panda or with the Naga. He's going towards the Merchant now, gonna be the Boots and the Tele Staff, making him very, very mobile. The Archers still sitting in the main, being very defensive.
Okay, so this was not mass tier 1, of course, this was the preparation for the Ghoul Rush surround opportunity. Maybe we've seen a lot of surrounds from good undead players here throughout the group stage. Wan, Hate, Love, Anger, Chechi, they all know the magic, but Foggy, the Harry Potter that he is, can escape, can pull a little Houdini here for now. And AraBrams is really sure that he gets this expansion up. This is the 3rd Acolyte already at the Gold Mine, but here is the best friend of the Demon Hunter. This is the Penitent Brewmaster.
Alright, so quite a few ghouls. Of course the Breath of Fire will hurt them a little bit, and he gives the Boots over to the Panda, I guess so that both heroes are harder to surround.
The archers are coming in, long range upgrade is in the works, as well as the first Ancient of Lore. As long as he has a massive ghoul army, I think a few Dryads can't do that much. But of course, once the numbers rise and once the bears appear, it's gonna be hard. But this is a very, very weird strategy that I haven't seen ever, I think.
Yeah, me neither. There's no tech still for the undead, still only on tier 1.
Oh, surrounding the Panda. No, he doesn't get it because the skeletons disappeared. 3 ghouls severely hurt. He has to be careful. 4 ghouls actually. And of course, the road to Obsidian statues is very, very, very long.
And it's so painful that he was forced into the coil early. This would all be so much easier if he only had the aura. Of course, he doesn't. Now commencing engaging with the ghouls again. Is he gonna get this around this time? But even if he does, there's so much firepower here from the archers.
He can easily escape. He's trying to go for it again, but the archers seem to be too fast because, of course, the lack of the unholy aura. AraBrams trying to micro away the ghouls, but that, of course, leaves open the opportunity to go for the Haunted Gold Mine here for the Panda, who has 1 more Breath of Fire. Can cancel the Ziggurat if AraBrams is not canceling it. He wants, of course, go for the Acolyte. The undead is coming back, wants to defend this. Tier 2 tech has started, though. Ziggurat is under attack. Oh, nice Breath of Fire hitting almost all of the ghouls, and these will feed the Demon Hunter and Panda high up. Man, he needs mass repair on this tower. Goes for it. Very quick reaction by AraBrams. I like this so far. But yeah, 4 archers. This is mass damage, and the hunters are streaming in now.
DK.
Well. DK is surrounded. Horrible early game for AraBrams this is, and boom, down he goes on level 1.
And he even saves all of his archers. Perfect game for Foggy. Has not lost a single unit, not even a wisp, I think. And now there's no more heroes here. There's soon to be no more ghouls here. And when he kills the acolytes, the undead is in tech. He can't reproduce him.
This is really, really hard on level 3. Demon Hunter already. He has the staff, so when he gets surrounded, he can escape because there is no disable for the undead race. And of course, healing up, getting back in. GG, very fast early game. 8 minutes, 19 seconds. Determine the fate of AraBrams on Echo Owls.
That was a stomp. Not too pretty to look at. Reminiscent of yesterday's games against the Mask, who turned out to really be outmatched here in this qualifier. Maybe it was just the nerves. Maybe AraBrams can come back, pull it back, and provide us with a closer game, to say the very least. Amazonia Ice. The map, though, certainly not going to be too great for the undead.
To that. I like how he had a game plan prepared, how he wanted to do something very special, because that worked last year for Foggy as well. Foggy's skill definitely over AraBrams, I guess.
Yeah, if you compare the ladder counts, AraBrams is also laddering. Not the most impressive account, I think 64% win rate or something like that. Foggy way above this. as you said before, he is a last-minute replacement, so we don't have too much prepared for him, unfortunately. But we've never seen him make it too far in the Jera Cup. I would say quarterfinal maybe at one point, but he has never really stuck out on the radar.
Not too often, no. We saw a few funny games of his in the early rounds of Jera Cup, but nothing too fancy. Foggy stats versus Undead, by the way. 1-0 versus Shadai, 2-0 versus Wan, 10-1 versus Chechi, and 2-1 versus Sheik. So overall, very positive stats against Undead. Very good matchup. And of course, he had the practice, or he was prepared for 1-0 in GCS.
Observer.
In GCS. So he practiced this matchup a lot in the summer, or late spring, early summer. So he must be aware of what's to come. And he adapted quick to what AraBrams wanted to throw at him.
Yeah, also the mechanics for AraBrams. I mean, it was a very interesting strategy, very unusual. I think this is the right thing to go for here, though. I think he should try to go for some cheese. I think that is his best chance at winning. Of course, he can try his best with a normal strategy as well. Yeah, he can. But I think his odds of winning are higher with fast expansion, ghoul rush, gargoyle lame, something like this. You know, try to catch your opponent out. Hope to get an advantage early and roll with that advantage. Because I think in a straight up even game, Foggy will take it more than 90% of the time.
I would definitely agree, but the distance between the two bases here on Amazonia, very, very short. And maybe once again an opportunity for double crypt, this time with a ghoul rush.
Yeah.
Well, of course you will have the Shredder support at some point, because the laboratory is so easy to kill at the early game and you can do nothing against it, as we all know.
And the issue with the ghoul rush also is the Demon Hunter will be level 2, unless you pull the creeps here and force a cancellation. How quick is the Wisp distraction? Wisp is coming in, and the distraction not really working too well. The ghoul again pulling the creeps. This is a little bit of a dance. And the Agent of War is taking severe damage. I think the AOW will come through, but he will not really be able to creep it, or not as quickly at least.
Yeah, he will be hurt as well, and maybe he even needs repair. Can he get the Wisp somehow?
I'm pretty sure Foggy knows the safe spot. So probably gonna be able to save him.
Or he's gonna detonate. Yeah, Foggy, if you don't know it, he has a big folder with all the maps printed out and with locations where you can place your wisps, so it's not possible to attack them with melee units. So he is very, very dedicated, well prepared for basically everything. And AraBrams is not going for a ghoul push, he builds a graveyard. Early on, right?
Extremely early.
This is...
And it's before the shop.
Yeah, might this be the Edo style? Edo plays without the shop as well, and he goes good with it.
He plays ghouls though.
That's right.
So why the graveyard? Maybe it's gonna be a late shop with a sacrificial skull towering. I don't know. I got no idea what this is.
Night Elf is so hard because you can with one dispel get rid of all the blight.
Yeah, you can buy 2 skulls though.
That's true. It's expensive, and he built an Nerubian tower, so I think he won't be that aggressive this time. Still don't know. Maybe it's a fiend, a very strange fiend opening.
I don't know. We're gonna see. First time I'm seeing this build order. DK running across, and yeah, Demon Hunter, this thing on Amazonia, level 2 immediately finds one nice item at least, the Claws of Attack, and he goes for the coil again. Just for the 20 experience of the tiny little creep. Trying to go for a Wisp kill here as well, but the Wisps positioning themselves quickly next to the Moonwell, so that the kill with the coil will not be possible. He gets one though. Alright, finds a little bit of damage. But 1 creep with 20 experience and 1 Wisp will be all he finds. And for that, he used all of his mana, has no aura, lost half its HP as well.
And is supply stuck. He forgot the Ziggurat, or to rebuild the Ziggurat, and now he has to stick with what he has, and that is not much. Death Knight, level 1.25. Foggy scouts this, he knows, okay, there's nothing he can do. He has 5 ghouls. He has to keep like 2, I think, or he pulls them all. Yeah, he has the resources now for everything that he wants. But still, the Death Knight is hurt. Foggy is getting some nice right clicks. Maybe a surround can help him. He goes for the archers though. He wants the experience, but it's still enough immolation from Foggy, and that results in the first kill and even more experience.
Huh. I wonder why immolation. Was he expecting double crypt ghouls? Because there's no need for him to have immolation to like win a fight.
Oh, and he gets rid of the Tomb of Relics. Usually, the skeletons, such a mighty weapon for the undead, at least for scouting, helps him creep. Just to get everything a little faster and know everything a little faster. The skeletons are so important, but without the shop, you can't pull that off. This is so hard. I don't know what this is, but
might be walking into a surround here now. The Narrow Tower has slowed him.
He's a little too late with the Death Knight and also pretty damn hurt with immolation and the right clicks with claws of attack +6. I don't know if you could keep this closed.
And it is the Fiends.
Hunter's Fall by Foggy, fairly in time. Tries to get the shop up for the second time. But it's 5 archers now. And yeah. What is this?
It's weird.
He's close to tier 2 though. This was a fast tech. He didn't lose any acolytes or something, but now his experience gets stolen. Fiends, of course, not working at all versus archers. Piercing damage versus medium armor. Not working. And in the meantime, Foggy's tech is pretty fast as well. So what does he do with tier 2? Naga second. Of course, he's under pressure. He wants to relieve that pressure and get out of the headlock with a Naga that might be possible.
For the DK with only 45 experience. And these Murlocs will be taken away from him as well. The Demon Hunter already almost level 3, man. Well, maybe for now forced into a TP. Nope, not really. Gets away.
Yeah, at least he can get the rogues now, but he has to split the experience with 2 heroes. And that is never good. Lightning Shield does not affect anything. Can be used to kill the Renegade with a little faster if you want to. But that's okay, I think. Without the Unholy Aura, he will have a hard time. The Fiends are not that fast. The Demon Hunter is, most likely, if he gets boots on top. But the Panda Brewmaster will help him. Even without boots, I think he should be able to take out the Fiends. So you have to invest a lot of calls to save them, but you won't have the mana because of mana burn. Foggy with a potion of invulnerability here, so not even nuke is an opportunity for AraBrams. And I think he's getting ready for an expansion or something. He has all the time in the world. But he has lumber problems, so he might get a shredder soon.
He's going to the 3. He's got his Ancients of Lore coming up. Soon there will be a shop as well. Everything's aligning pretty nicely for him. He's skipping on the boots. Thinks, don't need the maneuverability, don't need that strong of a Demon Hunter. I can rock this mid game without it. In the middle of the map though, now AraBrams is finding quite a bit of experience. Finding one of Illusion and Sentry Wards, and the Sentry Wards will give him so much information. One place to the left of the base and maybe the next one to the bottom of the Night Elf base. And then he will pretty much always know where his opponent is. Speaking of which, Foggy creeping the Trappers is gonna get creep jacked here. But who is really jacking whom? Because the Demon Hunter is in attack mode and purposely putting himself into a surround to work with Breath of Fire, Drunken Haze, and the Immolation. So much damage. Is it level 1 Immolation? I think it was. And everything extremely hurt for AraBrams. Now he has to run. 1 ghoul will be falling. The Naga as well if he's not careful.
Yeah, Breath of Fire again. Not that effective against Fiends, but let's see what the Demon Hunter is capable of doing. He would love to have the boots now. Can the Naga somehow get to the shop? Okay, he retreats. Mana burn again, but the right clicks are fairly strong. There's no evasion. Input potion being swapped from the Panda over to the Demon. Can he somehow keep track of the first hero of Foggy? Almost it's around. Squeezing out there with the Death Knight. And so the Demon Hunter remains alive, the Death Knight remains alive, the Naga remains alive, and finally we have the Slaughterhouse for statues in the second game here, so healing is near, but so are Master Bears.
Yeah, and the Panda, he's where he wants to be. He's close to level 3, the Ancient of War, working overtime this game, creeping the 4th camp right now in a second. Or is he maybe a little bit too afraid?
Yeah, AraBrams knows this thanks to the illusion.
But Foggy should have the timings down. He should know that it's too early for Frenzy and Destroyer. So it looks like he is feeling confident enough to take this.
Fog Lightning is available as well on the Naga, level 2.3. The Death Knight, though, lacking levels in comparison to the Demon Hunter. He's not going for Frenzy because he does have only one ghoul. So he went for Fiends right away, so it's only Destroyers that he needs. Another pair of Illu Potion.
The Naga.
The Naga is indeed in trouble.
And again, no Boots of Speed might mean that she survives.
Oh, 2 more stripes, but no. Gets to the shop. Still too greedy for a potion, man. This could heavily backfire later on. But this gives all the time in the world to the Panda. Boots of Keltalas and Slivers of Agility for the Demon Hunter, who already has a claw. So that is plus 15 damage, plus the Orb is plus 20 damage. Have fun with that guy.
Yep. And the Panda, not too shabby either. A mantle, a gauntlets. It's just a little bit, but every little bit helps. And more importantly, he is 3.5 already. Going to be scouting the illusion here in the middle of the map. Quite a few archers though in this army. So this is far from the ideal army. He would love to take a fight right now, trade out these archers for more valuable units. For example, the Fiends, Destroyers, or maybe even Heroes. Greater mana.
I don't think the archers are that bad just against the Nova, because they are okay against... okay, they are bad. Sorry, never mind. More ghouls than I expected. Immolation once again turned on. Nova onto the bear. And I think he will get... yeah, both bears. Destroyer upgrade is finished. The Lich is hurting though. No mana. He used the big mana potion. He needs the coil right here, right now. Was waiting for the level 2. Not that bad by AraBrams. Focusing the Panda now, who has the town portal. Demon Hunter with only plus 11. The Boots of Keltala are still on the Panda, so he's wasting some damage here. And AraBrams so far in this fight looking very healthy. Using the town portal on the Panda now. And this was the first time the Undead shine.
Yep. Pretty good fight for AraBrams. Of course, the greater mana playing a big part in this, otherwise he would have most certainly lost the Lich, maybe also the Naga. A little bit of sloppiness also coming out of Foggy. The archers running in first before the bears had the master training, and then the bears took quite some time to morph into said master form, and now Foggy, who lost so much, is sitting at 39 supply. He was in a fantastic position this game, but a little bit of overconfidence overcame him. And now AraBrams may have a pretty damn good chance at winning this.
Lionheart of Stormwind plus 1 armor on everything is not too much, so this will be gold, but he gets trapped. Has a town portal though, level 332, gets out with the TP immediately. No micro on the statue, but it doesn't help anyway. Goes down, and so no healing. Okay, there is a statue and the Fiend, he forgets that. Was rallied wrong, I guess. So Foggy going for a good amount of Dryads. He will have 3, 4, and only 2 bears. So there's a lot of Fiends. Usually there's only a few, because you start with ghouls and then start to transition into Fiends. But he went from for the spiders right from the start, so the Dryads will have a hard time.
He's taking the red camp already with 2 bears and 2 archers. Is that enough? Possibly, with some reju coming in from the main base soon. Actually, it's Dryads, but it appears that it should be enough. Also, the Undead on the other side taking the same camp, and this is being scouted by a Dryad, who, by the way, has 1-0 upgrades already. Do we have more upgrades coming for Foggy? I remember him prioritizing upgrades very heavily recently.
Yeah, that's true, and the 2-1 is coming as well. 2-0, I'm sorry. 2-0 is coming as well. AraBrams on the other side going for the red spot as well. With the Orb of Corruption, it's slightly easier, but not when Foggy is coming from the northeast.
I think he's going to have the time, though. A few more volleys. The Grand Golem's actually stuck here. And who got the last hit? I think the Undead did, not sure. The item anyways goes towards the UD. Very bad one, the Hood of Cunning. Most likely gonna be sold.
The Ukrainian Night Elves, man, they have a problem with their Boots of Keltalas. Still on the Panda. Does he want the additional armor? I cannot imagine. This is definitely not worth it. Destroyer might be saved. No! Oh, that was a big loss. 5 supply and the gold for the morph. Yeah, this was not supposed to happen. Lich not level 3. And not pimped at all. The orb is the only item he has.
And 2 Fiends are just left stranded and forgotten at the natural. So the rally is a little bit off by AraBrams. And Foggy's bouncing back. He took 1 bad fight, but then he got back to serious mode. And he was like, alright, better play serious, better play well, don't want to lose this. And now he's looking in a fine position again. As the Tree of Life is being set up at his natural, and he is setting up a contain outside the undead base. And it's just waiting. Now finally he gave the Boots of Qualifier over to the demon, so you should be happy about that. But the slipper's still on the Panda. Could still be optimized a little, I guess.
Yeah, well, but do you want to trade it really? The Cloak of Flames is 10 damage per second, which is a lot. And he's always there in the front row, so...
Sell the staff. Who needs the staff? Staff operator.
Yeah, if you ask Life, that's definitely the case. 2 more Ziggurats are coming. AraBrams is getting ready to break upkeep. 1 more Ghoul, but that's about it. No. Okay, 1-0 upgrade. Naga gets a heal potion, I imagine. 1,000 gold for AraBrams. Nice bank to come back from. 500 gold for Foggy. Also 48 food for him.
I'm surprised he's not creeping the rest of the map. Of course, he doesn't know necessarily that the natural wasn't taken for the undead, but he should have seen in the inventory at least that there is no such item in there. And he could, I believe, easily creep that. Maybe he doesn't want to get creep jacked though. With the slow and the end snare on his units, he does not have a TP after all.
Well, AraBrams, where did you get the big mana potion though?
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm just brain farting.
So he saw the big mana potion, and now he thinks that this spot is already taken.
Yep, but something is remaining. A few creeps, and I think also the trolls towards the right side of the map. And did Foggy creep his merchant? I don't think so, right?
Me neither.
So there's quite a few creep camps remaining here, but he wants to buy time, buying the invisibility potion now on his demon and going into upkeep as Foggy already not banking at all. He wants to have a big army right now to defend his expansion. This is his win condition. If this expansion survives for long enough, it is gonna win the game for him. AraBrams though, I don't know if he scouted the expo, but certainly he starts producing like crazy now. A-bombs, fiends, everything's coming up. There's gonna be quite a few destroyers as well. No boneyard though, no frostworms. So once the destroyers are out of mana, there's not going to be big magic bursts coming out to deal with massive amounts of bears. But then again, we only have 3, so a few destroyers should be enough. But as I say that, more bears will be produced by Foggy.
Yeah, I think this will be enough. Is he going for triple destroyer, or will the statue be on the ground? Looks like it's going to be on the ground. 2 destroyers and the heroes to take care of the bears. A massive fiend army. 1-1 get attacked. And they will deal with the Dryad. So that's AraBrams' plan now. His hero levels are okay, but not perfect. The Panda is level 4, the Demon Hunter as well. He has to fight with the Entrance of War in front. Getting rid of first bear. No, nice step from Foggy. But that means... he has double step. Alright, I thought that means he can't step out his heroes. But that is not the case.
Only 1 invul on the Demon Hunter, no invul on the Panda. This might be a vulnerability. Here come the mana bursts and the bears are engaging as well. Dryads, of course, focusing on the destroyers the way it's supposed to be. 1-0 upgrades for the undead. For the Night Elf we have 2-0, so slight advantage but not much. Drunken Ace, Breath of Fire hitting well again. There's no more heal scroll on the undead side. Has to kite back, has to retreat, but for now, this fight is looking decent for him. 52 supply against 59 for Foggy, however, who still has a lot. The DK now in trouble. He has the invul. Lots of damage coming in from the Breath of Fire, and slowly but surely the front line is gone. Last A-bomb dies, and now only fiends remaining, but the heroes of Foggy have to be careful as well, have to retreat. But all the fiends men starting to die, one after the other. Everything's red. The last bear will be falling as well, and this is a very even fight, it seems. But as we look at the numbers, 63 supplies still remaining for Foggy, and AraBrams only 45 now. But his DK man taking way too much damage from the tree. Please walk away from the tree, bro. And Foggy comes again to defend.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice dodging skills there, by the way, by AraBrams, but that was not enough. Foggy takes it 2-0. AraBrams definitely a better second game than the first one. Maybe stage fright. This is once again his biggest tournament. We said that about the mask yesterday as well. He was completely caught off guard in the first game, but Foggy, he is the big favorite in this group, and this game definitely shows why.